Welcome to Modern Warfare 2, a game that my friend MW2 really hates, for absolutely no reason other than the fact that he's TRY! So when this game first starts off, we're playing as Ghost, and we're on a mission to kill some stupid general for a terrorist organization.
Nearly there.
Now after spotting the general, we set a mark on him, and rather than sniping him, we decide to blow him up with the Russians that he met up with. Now I'm pretty sure he's dead, unless he's, invincible. But, somehow Ghost managed to not get hurt at all. After all that is settled, we get a hit on the general's second in command, who is some guy named Hassan. And that means that, he's the main antagonist of this game. So, on our track to get him, me as Soap McTavish and, Ghost as my friend, encounter a couple of difficulties because one of our choppers is shot down. So, this means that me and my homie Ghost have to roll up on these ops and take them all out.
7-1, moving interior. Ghost, we're secure.
Then we find out that their leader Hassan is actually the Iranian Andrew Tate. So, it makes sense why people would blindly follow him. Once me and my homie Ghost get to the helicopter, we start massacring a bunch of these people who are trying to invade and kill the remaining survivors of the helicopter crash. We're not going to let them do that because those are our friends, and we don't let people hurt our friends because we're not, big meanies. Then we find out that the missiles this dude has belong to the US, which is pretty bad because, I don't think the US is supposed to be giving missiles to Iran.
Gold Eagle, actual, repeat your last.
I'll say again, Hassan has American missiles.
After we find out this information, me as Gaz and my homie Captain Price head to Amsterdam on a mission to find out the truth. I kill a lot of people, which is pretty funny. And then I grab a gun, and Captain Price tells me this.
Captain, I got a gun.
Go easy with him.
So like he said, I decide to go easy with it because I'm a good person who listens to the orders of my captain. So that means I'm very quiet, I don't make a lot of noise, and I rarely ever use the pistol that I pick up because that's what good people do, and I'm a very good person. Then when we sneak onto the boat, we find out this.
Mexican cartel. The hell are they doing here? Laswell, around using the cartel for transport.
Give me a name, John.
Las Armas.
Hassan's working with narcos.
Stand by.
So then I start blasting, me being my goofy self. I kill everyone that's here with my shotgun. And then I shoot the world's strongest door, which, protects this guy because it's very strong. So after I make sure that he's dead, I search him, and I find out that he has a phone. And me being very fluent in Spanish and being able to translate very well, I can tell that this essentially says that my videos are way better than MW2's. So when me and the boys go on a cartel hunt, I take down this dude in the most obvious way, but somehow people don't notice. I don't know how. It was literally in plain sight, but I guess they're dumb. Then I put a decoy grenade in the trash can to distract these guys, and while they're distracted, I take down these guys again in plain sight, but still nobody notices. Then Captain Price grabs this guy and puts a gun to him. They finally notice, I think, and then these people start shooting at me from the cartel. So, honestly, I didn't have to kill them, but they wanted to challenge me, so they obviously had to die. And then I inject this guy to put him to sleep, and we kidnap him. So at the US-Mexico border, Mexican Special Forces have to stop Hassan from crossing the border. But by the time we get there, he's already crossed over the border. So while I'm contemplating what to do, I just decide, why don't I just shoot him? Because I don't understand what would be so bad about that. So I just shoot them both in the head, and this guy shoots me, but he dies because I'm just cool like that.
The target crossed. He's on the move. We're pursuing.
Colonel, that's not advisable. You have no authority or assets in the area.
So while me as Rodolfo and my homie Alejandro are searching, this guy, he startles me, which, maybe don't swing. But then we get into this house while we're searching for Hassan, aka the Iranian Andrew Tate, and these cholos decide they want to fight, so, they're obviously going to lose because we're way better. So they can just get owned. Then we get arrested because we're Mexicans and they think we're immigrants, which, obviously we don't look like the casual immigrant, but I guess that's what they thought we were. Either that or they thought we were one of Hassan's men, which we obviously aren't. But eventually this guy notices that, but by the time he notices, it's a little too late.
Where's your suspect? Track them.
Us being the Giga Chads we are, we survive that explosion, and we proceed to pick up a gun and kill the rest of these guys. And then while I go into a house alone, I get shot and knocked down and kicked, and that is when Hassan walks in the room thinking he's all tough, thinking he's the top G or something. But, honestly, he's kind of dumb. And then they decided to torch this place in an attempt to burn me alive. So here I am, about to be burned alive. Sad because, I really thought this character was going to live longer. But then, as I'm dying, my homie Alejandro comes in and helps me survive. When Soap and Ghost get to Mexico with Alejandro, we hear about some cartel guy or girl, I don't know, we don't discriminate. Yeah. Alright, so, don't cancel me. After a big oopsie with the corrupt Mexican military, we are forced to run away, which, is kind of scary because, I'm not trying to die or get shot like Rodriguez is. Then Rodriguez gets shot as we're climbing along the cliff, which, seems pretty painful, but I'm sure it's still better than drinking RC Cola. No, I'm sure that hurt, but once again, probably less painful than drinking RC Cola. We get a little assistance from my boy Philip Graves at Shadow Company, which is very helpful because I wasn't trying to fight off the whole Mexican army. That doesn't seem like a very good thing to do. And then Alejandro's neck does something really weird. So then we meet up with our boy Philip Graves, who seems pretty cool. I really like this dude because he helped us blow up the Mexican army and save us, which was really nice. And then he tells his men that 141 in the Mexican Special Forces are to be treated like his own men, which is pretty cool because, I respect that. We eventually catch up with the top G and he tries to escape, but Ghost and the rest of the boys are faster than him and we catch him.
Mexican Special Forces, you're coming with us.
While talking to Iranian Andrew Tate, we question where he got the missiles from, and General Shepard is just not trying to talk about that, which is incredibly sus. Then we're forced to let Hassan go because if we don't, then it would be a war crime. And for the first time in history, we decided not to commit a war crime, which is very surprising because, this doesn't happen in real life. After we get a hit, me as Gaz again and Captain Price are in the grass like sneaky snakes, and I'm forced to put my head up his butt.
Oh, it stinks.
If I go anywhere else, I'm gonna get shot by these people that are crossing the grass. And it's kind of stinky, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And somehow these people don't see us, even though they're right next to us. Once I reach the target, I shoot a couple people from the rooftop, and they never saw it coming.
Pause!
Then Laswell gets kidnapped, which is quite unfortunate, but I guess it pays to be a terrorist because war crimes don't apply to you. We then see Farah from the first Modern Warfare, and by the first I don't mean COD 4 Modern Warfare, I mean Modern Warfare 2019, but this is like the only mission she comes out on. We get in a really cool helicopter, and this is pretty awesome, because I can just shoot these people. But, you know, then unfortunately, they start shooting us with rockets. And, well, I nearly die, but I get really lucky, and I don't. Then I have to shoot people while upside down, which, you know, it's pretty scary because I'm really close to the ground. After I bust out some sick moves and land on this truck, I am forced to hop onto another one.
All stations, no vehicle.
I then catch up with Captain Price, and you know it wouldn't be a COD Modern Warfare campaign if I'm not shooting grenades at enemy trucks. On the journey to get Laswell back, there are a couple of technical difficulties. By the time I get to Laswell, it seems like she kinda, you know, has it all covered here. I mean, she absolutely destroys this poor guy. I bet he regrets joining the terrorist organization.
Check it.
All clear.
Kate. It's over. It's over.
After this, I go undercover as Soap so that I can get into the house of one of the cartel members and hopefully take down the leader of the cartel. Inside, I meet up with my boy Alejandro, and then I see this dude named Diego, and I guess this is his house. He then brings me to this area for interrogation because I guess they want to find out what I know about them. So, you know, I go to sit down in this chair.
¿Y este quién es?
Su nombre es Jabón. Él nos buscó.
Jabón.
After laughing at my nickname, this girl pulls a knife on Diego because I guess I wasn't supposed to be brought in here, but he tells her that I could give intel, so she lets him go. She then tells me the rules of this game, and, you know, I'm gonna play along because if I'm gonna be honest, she kind of reminds me of my Stray series because she's just bad. They're gonna let me go because I give good intel. This guy isn't as lucky. After I receive the freedom to roam around the house, I sneak into Diego's room. I kill this guard, and then when I try to kill Diego, it doesn't work. So I'm forced to just beat him to death with my fists.
Falcon Punch!
After I pick up this dude's sick pistol, I find out that the cartel leader is actually the baddie from before, which is crazy. After me and my boy Alejandro kick down the door, we blast all these people. They didn't stand a chance because, you know, I'm the main character, so I have plot armor. Unfortunately, I have no choice but to apprehend the baddie. You know, it's kind of her fault. Like, she should have just not been a cartel leader.
El Sin Nombre.
Me llamo Valeria.
Hiding in plain sight.
Hiding. Estoy en todas partes, soldado.
That's good. So are we. Let's go.
After obtaining the first missile in that night mission with Soap and Ghost, and the second missile in that ghillie suit mission with Gaz and Price, we are now going after the last missile because the cartel leader has told us where it is. And this is where the first part of the Modern Warfare series is going to end because I don't feel like postponing this video for a later date. So yeah. Also, Fort Liberton sucks.
Kinda weird, but okay.
My bands always multiply. I am stacking up my bands like a game of Jenga. I am stacking up my bands like a game of